Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss the topic Faraday's laws of electromagnetic induction. So, electromagnetic induction you have done by now. So, Faraday gave the laws. Michael Faraday was the name of the scientist. So, he gave the laws of electromagnetic induction. So, we are going to start with Faraday's laws of electromagnetic induction. See, firstly, what is electromagnetic induction? By now, you all must be aware of what is electromagnetic induction. So, whenever in a circuit or in a conductor, the magnetic flux changes. And magnetic flux, you all know, magnetic field flux is field into area. So, whenever in what way it may change, whenever the magnetic flux linked with the circuit changes, an induced EMF is produced in the circuit, and this phenomena is called electromagnetic induction. The phenomena was first discovered by Michael Faraday in 1831. So he gave the laws of electromagnetic induction. What EMF, how long the EMF lasts, and what is the magnitude of EMF. He gave all these things in the form of laws, which are called Faraday's laws of electromagnetic induction. So here we have first law of electromagnetic induction, Faraday's first law. So Faraday's first law states that whenever the magnetic flux linked with the circuit changes, an induced EMF is produced in the circuit. The induced EMF lasts as long as the flux change continues. So this is very important. When is EMF induced? EMF is induced whenever the magnetic flux linked with the circuit changes. But this EMF lasts only as long as the flux change continues. If the flux stops changing, there will be no EMF induced in the circuit. So it's given here in the form of diagram. We have a coil, a voltmeter has been attached, and we move the magnet towards the coil. So when we move the magnet towards the coil, the galvanometer or the voltmeter is showing the deflection, indicating that there is current in the circuit. When the magnet is inside, in the second figure, magnet is inside, there is no movement of magnet. That means there is no change of magnetic flux. So the galvanometer shows no current in the circuit. There is no EMF, no current flowing in the circuit. Again, when we take the magnet out, the galvanometer shows the deflection in the opposite side, indicating that there is current flowing in the circuit. So this is Faraday's first law. It states that whenever the flux will change, EMF will be induced, but that induced EMF will last as long as the flux change continues in the circuit. When there is no flux change, there is no EMF in the circuit. Okay. Next is Faraday's second law. Now there will be flux, there will be induced EMF when the magnetic flux changes. What will be the amount of? So the second law, statement of second law is that the magnitude of induced EMF in the circuit is equal to rate of change of magnetic flux linked with the circuit. The magnitude of induced EMF is proportional to the rate of change of magnetic flux linked with the circuit. So what does this mean? That is how to calculate, how to find out what is the EMF induced. So for that, suppose we have a circuit, the EMF at any time t1, the magnetic flux linked with the circuit is phi1, and after a time t2, magnetic flux is phi2. That means the magnetic flux is changing as we are moving from t1 to t2. So at t1, flux was phi1, at t2 flux is phi2. So what is the change in flux? So the change in flux in time t2 minus t1 is phi2 minus phi1. And what do you mean by rate of change? Rate of change is any change divided by time. When we see the variation of any physical quantity with respect to time, that is called rate. So here rate of change of flux will be change in flux divided by the time taken for that change, phi2 minus phi1 upon t2 minus t1. Now Faraday's second law says that induced EMF, the magnitude of induced EMF, if E is the induced EMF, it is proportional to the rate of change of flux phi2 minus phi1 upon T2 minus T1. The proportionality is removed and we get a constant K. The K constant was verified experimentally and its value comes out to be -1. So the law takes the form E is equal to minus phi2 minus phi1 upon T2 minus T1. So that means change in flux divided by the change in time, or in other words we may write it as E is equal to minus d phi upon dt. This is very important. Electromagnetic induction itself means E is equal to minus d phi upon dt. The amount of induced EMF is rate of change of flux d phi upon dt. Okay. Now, what does this minus sign indicates here? So, this minus sign that was later explained by another scientist, that is called Lenz's law. The negative sign indicates that the induced EMF is such that it opposes the cause that produces it. So, that is another thing, that is Lenz's law, that will be explained separately to you, but for now you just understand the thing that this shows that induced EMF current is induced EMF is produced due to change in flux. If the flux is increasing, induced EMF will be such so as the net flux decreases, or vice versa. So that is called Lenz's law, that will be explained to you in a separate video. So this experimentally we can show it like this. See, here we have a voltmeter, a bulb has been attached, a coil is there and a magnet is there. Okay, so when we move the magnet inside or outside the coil, the bulb starts glowing. The bulb starts glowing, which indicates that the flux is changing and the EMF is induced, due to which the current flows in the circuit and the bulb attached in the circuit is glowing. So that will be in the form of a video. I'll be uploading it as a different video, as a separate video, so that you can watch over there, where both the laws have been verified in the form of a simulation. Okay, I hope this is clear to you. So that's all for now.